And what ends up happening is to say really large numbers. So notice when I wrote that 8,000, what was that number? Scroll up here. 8,492. 492. I put a comma in there. And every 3 numbers we add a comma. And that separates things into periods. And so in general, we have billions, and we can go higher. But billions, millions, thousands, and the ones. And inside of that, we count up to 100. So I can make sorry, as I write this down, I won't want to say it at the end. So each comma is a period. So if I want to read this number, I start at the left and I read, well, this is 983, and I'm in my billions. So 983 billion, 482 million, 311,000, and then I have 12 at the end. And so these periods let us read this number, and they let us read it in a natural language. So I would read this as 983 billion, 482 million, 311,000, 12. And so the book says, hey, you start at the left, you read the number, and then in every time you hit a comma, you say the period. And that's how the book would tell you to read it. And so we and in this we work left to right. You'll notice the direction we work has a lot to do with place value. And so to read these numbers, I'll just re-say what the book has. We work left to right, read the number, at the comma, say the period name. I'll scroll back over. And we never say the period once. We don't say period for ones. So I'll go back up and I'll use these rules. I'm working left to right. I say 983 billion, 482 million, 311,000, 12. And so that is how we've organized our language to communicate large numbers. We will also find later that we can put a dot in there and we continue going to the right to talk about smaller numbers when we talk about decimals. This system works really, really well in that we can use it to represent a whole bunch of different things. To write a number, if I am given a number in language, let's say I have, I'll do this fully in language, 82,000 341. And I want to convert that into our base system. I write the first number, 82. I've hit a period, because the word thousand is one of our period words, so I put in a comma, 341. 341. I will work on my handwriting. I was doing much better last semester. I think where I have my tablet right now is not giving me enough room for my hand. I'm a lefty on a weird slope here, but this is it. I will neaten this up as we go on here. And so we can take any number in the English language and turn it into our standard form. And I could turn this into expanded form also, right? So an expanded form, and it's 8 times 10,000 plus 2 times 8,000 plus 3 times 100 plus 4 times 10 plus 1. Or if we wanted to be really fancy, I could write everything in the exponent terms, counting up my zeros. And you're going like, wow, this is really, what value do we get from this? You'll find this is actually important in translating lots of things. Notice 10 to the 4th and the 8 is in the 4th place over, or the 5th place over. You're always kind of one off of this thing, which is why I said it awkward. 10 to the 3rd is in the 4th place over. This thing will start telling us how to position. And if you do things in the medical field or with the metric system, you will find that these place values have names, kilo, giga, and these different ways of talking about the how to do with large numbers. So getting used to place values and what they mean to a number will help you when you have to start going into measurement, and measurement, especially within the sciences, use place value to rename things. And so all those prefixes that you will get in the metric system, a kilometer, kilo is 1,000, so it's 1,000 meters. So kilo names anything 10 to the 3rd. All right.